Right then, tubes. We're refurbishing, put new springs in the pogo stick. So we'll first start with the white, 2-inch white rebound spring there is. Then you go with the upper connection nut. Right. Then the 3.5-inch purple. 3.5-inch perp. Collar. Now these collars you go one way. That faces down to the spring. Some people tell you different. That's even manual tells me. Then you have 2 3/4 black spring. Then you have this thing here. It's tapered to one side. That goes into the middle spring. Now that's what it says in my book. I hope you can see all this. And then the last spring is a 5-inch spring, 5-inch black spring. Yes. And then you've got the adjusting nut, the nut to lock it all together. I hope you can see this. Can you see me all right, Flo?
Perfect.
So we wind that on. So this is a rebuild kit that I bought, because there's the old stuff here. Here's all the old stuff. It's not very good. And none of it seems right because I can't see a 2-inch spring. There ain't a 2-inch spring anywhere in there. So we wind that up. We'll wind that up. Don't put it all together yet, tubes. Don't put it in there yet. Here, upper springs, one white for riders. For a rider of my weight, we want one purple, 3.5-inch, and one white 2-inch for my weight, because I'm a lad. So we've done this. Going to wind that on, and we're looking for, with my weight, I'm looking for, according to my manual, I want 10.5 inches, but that can vary. Alright, depending on the weight of the rider. So we'll wind that on. And you don't want to assemble this until you've wound all these on, because you've got to hold that, you see, tubes. Alright, else the tube will just spin. So let's have a look. So I'm looking for 10.5 inches spring length. That's from the total spring length. I'm looking for 10.5 inches for my weight. It could be 11 inches. Some state 11 inches, but for my weight I want to go 10.5. So normally it's 11 1/4 or 11, depending on your weight. Well, that's all I can get now on mine. It just states in some manuals 10.5, and in some it states 11. So I'm going to undo that little gnat's noggin. It just, so I think we'll go by, one of the manuals says 11 and one says 10.5. So I think I'll go to what my manual specifies. I think we'll go for 11, because I can't get 10.5 anyway. Well, only just. we'll do exactly what my manual says, just total spring length. Alright tubes, we'll give 11-inch total spring length. Right, 11-inch total spring length you got there. Then you've got a lock nut. 'I've gone for 11-inch spring length, what the manual says. My manual says, but some manuals differ. Yours may differ, but for my weight I'm going with that. Then you'll put another lock nut on. You've got another lock nut. Lock nuts. And then you should have your bottom nut. Your bottom lock, it's got a cut out piece to fit in the frame. Now according to this I've got 3 lock nuts. So we'll put 3 lock nuts back on. I don't know why it's got 3, but should I put 3 back on? Let's see if I can get enough with it. I don't know why it's got 3. But we'll try 3, because I want 1/2 inch of thread left over. I better take one of them off too, because it's not supposed to have 3 on it. So I want to do it. And you'll go with this way round, because then that fits in the slot in the frame. So then you put your C-post round knot and you leave 1/2 inch exposed. I hope you can see what I'm doing, tubes, because you'll hold that one and tighten that up. Let's see if I've got enough to get that other nut on. 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch of thread, 1/2 inch of thread. So 1/2 inch of thread from there. So you've got to see where 1/2 inch is here. It's sort of it's a magnetic tape, this. So I'll just use it. It's just a job to see, because there. I think that's. I can't really see with that. So it might seem silly too. So let's do it this way. And it's just over 1/2 inch. So can I get that on? Yes. What I'll do is I'll put that on anyway, tubes. Alright. As soon as it was on to start with, and I can go it on. I can get enough room to get it on. So we'll put that. Do you think we should put that on or not? What do you think, Flo?
I don't know.
Maybe not, tubes. So you've got to have 1/2 inch of thread sewing, and that's from there, tubes, right? So I'm going to do it like this, so I can see it with my eye, because I can't see the 1/2 very good. Oh, that's 1/2. That's 1/2 inch showing. Then we'll bring this to here. We'll bring this lock nut to here. See that lock that up then, tubes. Alright? That locks that up. And then this one will lock that up. How do you see, tubes? What I need now is a bigger spanner now to hold that. And then I'll lock this one up. I'll do it this way, lock this one up as well. I'll put these in a vise later, so I can lock that up properly. I'll lock them two up properly in a vise later. Now you've got, for my whites, you've got 1 3.5 inch purple, 1 3.5 inch purple, and 1 2 inch white. Then that will go in there and screw on there, but I've got to grease it all up first, tubes. Basically it's done, I've just got to lock these up. Right, tubes, I'll lock these up properly. I've left that out because there's the lock nut for that, and there's the lock nut for that. And you want 1/2 inch of thread exposed. I don't want to bang on 1/2 inch of thread exposed. That's bang on 1/2 inch of thread exposed. Then when it comes through the frame, it has to fit down in there. Look, see there's a cut out that matches with the frame, and then you'll put this on. This was on. I don't know why that was on. I'm not sure whether to put that on or not, because this is what centralises it in the frame. But as soon as it was on, and then if that lines up there, what I'm going to do, if you want to, I'm going to leave it, I'm going to put a bit more thread exposed on it too, it's just a nuts, to make sure I've got enough when that's on. Oh yeah, that's fine, because that'll go over that. Yeah, that's fine for that. So yeah, look, see the lock nut? The lock nut goes over there anyway, look, so it can bottom out, look. See? And you've just got a bit showing, which I'm going to leave it because that's how they say that, and that's 1/2 inch showing. So that can be fitted. Just I thought it was fit. Because this is the first time doing this. Right, there's 1/2 inch of thread, 1/2 inch. It's bang on 1/2 inch of thread, right? And you should have upper spring set consists of 3 springs, of which only 2 will be used, so that's the spare one left. All right, because that's for if it's a lighter rider, you'll use a different spring here. See, we've used the purple one, so the lighter riders will probably use that one. We're using the purple one. So if you're a lighter rider, instead of using the purple one, you'll put that one in instead. And there's another one of our springs. These are the springs that come out, look, and that's not right, tubes. Look, you can see, these ain't right. That one definitely ain't right, look. There's no power on it. See, that's definitely wrong. So there you have it, tubes. That's the C-post spring. So there's, you got your springs in there. That's for the heavier rider, which I am. If you're a lighter rider, you use the 4 inch longer white one. For riders up to 220, for riders over, you use the purple one and the 2 inch white. So there you are, basically that's it now, apart from, that's why we've got that left over. And that's the Colony kit. That's the Colony kit, and it's 1958 upwards. Alright, so that's for lighter riders, that's why we haven't used that. These are all the old pieces. Alright, tubes, so there you are, there you have it. Right, trick to catch you later. Well, we'll come back, tubes, when I've greased it all up, but I've got to grease it all up first. So there you have it. So you got your 2 inch rebound spring white, your 3.5 inch, I think that's 3.5 inch purple spring for my weight, your 2 3/4 inch black spring, and these collets go that way round them I showed you according to my manual. Some people do them differently. and then you got your 5-inch black spring for my weight. Well, that's the same anyway. So trick you, catch you later. I hope you find this interesting, tubes. So I'll bring you back when I've greased it all up and assembled the thing, and I've got to lock them two pieces up.